kind of turned into something else. He was like, well, then we should rewrite it. So we did. But it was great. I mean, we sat down and we started writing again, and after a little bit we said, Zach was like, oh, it would be really cool if we, kind of threw back to a little bit of like the old classic horror of the 70s and shot on film, because Zach's he's a film buff. He's a real film buff. And I was like, I mean, sure, but I mean, it's probably going to be like thousands and thousands of dollars.
It wasn't wrong.
And then, as Zach is wont to do, he spent 2 full days doing nothing but doing research, and came back and was like, so we can do it for about this amount of money, which was 500% less than what we thought. We were like, oh, well, okay. So then we bought film stock and we shot on Super 16, and it was absolutely awesome.
It was the best experience.
It was super cool.
Now, what went into that decision? Why Super 16? Was it just the look you could generate and whatnot? Because I mean, nowadays it's very unusual. Even most major motion pictures aren't shooting on films. So, what brought that about?
Take it away, Zachary.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of right in that, although film is starting to be sexy again, because a lot of bigger productions like Star
Only
Wars...
DP would call it sexy.
Sexy.
Yeah.
All
Both Star Wars, Spectre, even the DC superhero movies, they're all shot on film and stuff, so it's kind of getting right now is the perfect time to shoot on it, because it's starting to be cool again, and Kodak, why it was actually cheaper to shoot on 16 than to, say, rent a Red Epic package is because since Kodak wants you to shoot on film because they don't like going out of business, they're willing to make deals with you. And I actually, for the camera, I actually found a ridiculously cheap camera lens package for like half of what even just a Red Epic body alone would have cost. And it was by a guy who's trying to start up a film school to teach people how to shoot on celluloid exclusively. So it was part of a camera package out of that. So kind of he rented it out so that he could build the funds to make the film school. Now, the decision to shoot on 16, I mean, when I go into these things, I always do camera tests. I think I tested about 7 different cameras and, kind of put some sort of color grade to it to see like what's it gonna look like. And when, I tested like a couple different cameras, Super 16 and Super 8 were among them, and we just really liked how Super 16 looked at the end. And that's ultimately what made to the decision was the camera tests. We just liked how it looked, and then found a way to make it affordable and just went with it.
All right, cool beans. Sorry. I mean, I've shot projects myself, or been a part of projects that shot on Super 16. It just becomes so much more complicated. So much more complicated, as we were talking the other day, Andrew. And so, I gotta give you guys props for having the cojones to go do that.
I found it as an actor. I don't know your experience with it. It was great. I love shooting.
Yeah. As just a movie watcher, I prefer to watch old film because I think there's something more authenticity about the film. Like if you look at a bunch of movies today, I was at my brother's house and he has this huge like HD TV and we're watching Thor and I was like, I can tell that everything there is fake. I was like, everything just looks so lightweight, like all these rocks are supposed to be falling. I'm like, it looks fake. But if you watch like old film movies, props look more real. Things look more real on film.
Yeah. That was actually another reason we looked into Super 16 from other logistical standpoints is since there's demons and prosthetics involved, film is a lot more forgiving to makeup and prosthetics, which is why The Walking Dead, which I'm sure many of you watch, that's shot on Super 16. And they did that because all the way back at the pilot, when they were doing their camera tests, the zombie makeup looks the best on film. So that was kind of another logistical reason why we chose to do 16, since there's going to be demon stuff.
And us on production side also really enjoyed shooting on Super 16 because Mr. Furchland over here likes to have like 10 takes before he actually gets warmed up. So we were like, cool, you get 2 takes, and that's all you get.
It helps.
So, and it helped because we were like, all right, go, and one's done, and you get 1 more, and cool, that's it, moving on.
Yeah, because as an actor, you're like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna warm up with like 5 takes, and if you miss a line, it's fine. So you're not really in it, but if you know, okay, I only have 2 takes to not mess this up because it costs money,
no pressure,
then you're totally in it.
Yeah, and it was actually really cool. I mean, joking aside, they both did absolutely amazing, and I think that kind of pressure and that urgency really helped us to, bring it in and really brought out their A game, and it was really, really awesome.
Yeah, I personally thought the days we shot on 16 were faster and just more smooth, because at least from my standpoint, I hate on-set monitors, because at least what I do, other than the fact that you have villagers, you have a video village, so then once you have one of those up, you have half the set just staring at me doing my job. So
Wait, we don't already do that?
We don't know.
no, but specifically when there's a TV that is
That's
supposed to
true.
be what it's doing, everyone's just staring at you, and it kind of has like the too many cooks in the kitchen problem. And what I liked when we shot 16, like I had a video tap option, but I didn't use it.
Now
I
you tell me.
purposely decided
He
not to
starved
put it in.
us from
So
that.
the only 2 people that looked, or 3 people looked at the eyepiece was me, my gaffer, and Kian. And I like having people away from it. And the other thing about, now I sound like a control freak, but
Sound like?
well, the other thing too is when you have an on-set monitor, at least this is something I feel I'm guilty of, is I'm one of those guys that when I take a picture on my phone and I take it to like Photoshop or just whatever on my, like your color grading things on your phone to make it look, I'm a guy that could spend 30 minutes making one picture look nice, because I'm like, no, this needs more contrast, now it needs less contrast, now I need to do this. And when I have an on-set monitor, when you stare at something for too long, I think you kind of get in that same mentality of like, oh, I don't like it, even though it was totally fine 5 minutes ago. I want to change it. And then I change it, and I'm like, oh, I need to change it back. With shooting on film for me,
And then Chris yelled at you.
I think Chris yelled at me. But shooting on film, at least for me as a DP, what I really enjoyed about it is that it kind of breaks it down to almost just instinct and math. I just look through the eyepiece and I'm like, all right, well, my light meter says that these exposures are good. I don't see any weird flares or anything, and I'm just going to trust my gut. And at the end of the day, when we look at all the dailies and stuff, we all just like the Super 16 footage much better than all the digital stuff.
We really do.
Well, it's like taking a selfie with a really nice iPhone camera. You'll take 100 of them. I don't know, but and
You'll take it.
We will?
She'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take
and
100.
they'll all look perfectly fine, but then you'll pick one picture and look at it for a while and be like, what, I don't like this one. You'll just delete all of it. So
But with film, you just gotta take them and hope for the best.
Yep.
So.
It's like hipstomatic.
Well, why don't we go ahead and take